I've started to get in touch with my heritage, my Viking heritage. As you can see, my beard is growing quite long, and also my hair, I can see it. Yes, now I can see it's quite long, and I'm learning Old Norse. And it's quite ironic because I told my girlfriend that I don't think that children should learn Latin in school necessarily, not in elementary school or whatever, because yeah, it would be better if they learned a language that they could actually use. And of course there are benefits, but that's another video. If you want me to make that video, let me know in the comments down below. So why am I learning Old Norse? As I said, the Viking heritage, or, you know, it's a bit wrong to call it the Viking heritage, but let's do that because it's just easy. Norsemen heritage, Norse heritage. Let's call it the Norse heritage. And it's quite a rich culture with its own religion and all that stuff, and I'm not religious, so I'm not really into that, but it's interesting. Anyway, it's an important part of who we are as Nordic people, as Scandinavians. It's something we learn a little bit about in school, and there are also in society a few, how do you call it? We still have a few things here and there in our culture, in our society, that is quite old, or things, so they are quite old, right? And it's just interesting for me. I really like to know more because we don't learn a lot about it in school. And one part of this, since languages are a big part of my life and my passion, obviously I would want to learn how they spoke back then. Not only because my ancestors spoke this, I mean, it's Swedish, it's like Old Swedish or Old Norse. It's like an Italian learning Latin, for instance, just because they feel very Roman? Something like that. So it's nothing, just to enjoy the culture, it's nothing I need to do, but since languages are a huge part of my life, I wanted to do it. And why did I want to do it? I want to see the relationship with my native language, Swedish, will make me basically understand the relationship between the Scandinavian languages as well. And I say Scandinavian languages here, and I say that I also obviously mean Icelandic, Faroese, etc. It's a bit hard to this whole thing, Nordic, what's Scandinavian, it's a bit hard to talk about because when we're talking about regions, the Nordic countries, they are all the countries, right? Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland. When we talk about Scandinavia, we just talk about Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. But when I talk about languages, and I say Nordic languages, I should really say Norse languages, but if I say Nordic languages, it feels like I'm talking about Finnish and Sami, etc. At least for me. If I say Scandinavian languages, I mean Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish, but also Icelandic and Faroese, because it's the same thing. So it could be a bit confusing. Anyway, I'm learning Old Norse to see the relationship between these languages as well. And foremost, my native language, Swedish. But I'm I'm very interested in, the whole Nordic region, what brings us together, because we are quite alike. We have had lots to do with each other, and a lot of traditions are similar or the same. And we also have, since we are isolated into our own countries, we have different things, different cultures, cultural aspects as well, which are super interesting, and we learn far too less about each other. So I also, since I'm a language person, I want to learn all the Nordic languages, all the languages spoken in the Nordic countries, let's put it that way. So I am already learning Finnish, and it's something that would be useful for me because I could speak to people. If I learn Old Norse, I can't speak to a soul. However, we have a thing called Runestones. And if you don't know what that is, it's a stone. It's basically a little message to the world from someone that has mostly lost someone or just want to talk about a journey or something. These are just stones erected with a little bit of text, like a name went east, died in Denmark or something. Stuff like that, just little messages. It would be super cool, for me at least, super cool to be able to read these just by looking at them. It's just something that I think would be cool because runestones are pretty rare. It's a rare thing, but in Sweden we have a lot of those. There are a few spread out in other countries, but in Sweden we have a huge amount of those. So it would just be cool for me as a Swede to be able to read them. Now also, since I want to learn all Nordic languages, I want to learn Icelandic. And even though Icelandic it's a modern language now, it has a lot still kept from Old Norse. You can, especially in writing and stuff like that. And it's just, at this moment, I don't know exactly how much is the same. So if you're Icelandic and you think I'm weird talking like you can't just learn Old Norse and then you can speak Icelandic, I'm aware. Those are obviously not the same language, not the same languages, but Icelandic nevertheless derives from Old Norse and has kept much more than the other Scandinavian languages. So obviously, I hope that it could give me a little bit of a door into Icelandic later on when I want to learn Icelandic, when I've been learning Old Norse for a while. Also, all these legends and myths and stuff, they were written down just before, basically before the Middle Ages came to the Nordic countries. And it would be super cool for me personally to be able to read these in the language they were written. Not a translation to Swedish, even though it would probably be pretty close. But I still want to be able to read these legends or sagas, as they're also called, in the language they were written. Just as simple as that. But like the number one point of this is I'm a nerd. I like languages, and this is yet another Germanic language to learn. I like Germanic languages. Yet another Germanic language to learn, but it's more closely directly connected to what I want to do, learn more about Norse culture and more about modern Nordic culture, and be able to maybe make videos about those and everything here on this channel. And maybe I could bring the Nordic people a little bit more together, because all these years of rivalry and wars, they have taken its turn on us, and we just we are siblings, and there is sibling rivalry between our countries, and that's all just fun and games. But sometimes it's just not, and sometimes we know we don't know exactly how much we have in common and how much we don't have in common, and how much there really is to learn about each other's culture and countries and so on. So basically that's my goal, learning stuff to bring Scandinavia and the Nordic countries together a little bit more, and hopefully I can get viewers from these countries that can learn something from this. And I'm gonna make videos like these more on this channel now, because I basically think this is my personal channel, and I'm gonna use it as an outlet a little bit more, where I just talk about random things. It's not everything, it's not gonna be evergreen content that is clickable and so on. I just want to talk sometimes and present you my thoughts, and if you think I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, you can watch another stupid YouTuber. Alright, so hopefully you will follow me on this journey, learning Old Norse and eventually learning more about the Nordic countries, and learning more about our Viking, our Norse heritage and so on. It's gonna be super fun for me, and it might seem ridiculous since I'm also doing this, but I watched a lot of Vikings, right? And I just wanted to see what it looks like, because I've changed hairstyles a lot, but it's been 16 years or so since I had long hair, and back then I couldn't grow a long beard, so I just wanted to see what it looks like together. All right. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more about this. Let me know what you want to see at all, and leave me a like if you like this. And we will see each other in the next video, which will probably be a re-upload about something Finnish. Again, I have a lot of those, but since I want to do more Nordic stuff, it just makes sense to put those videos on this channel. All right, enough ranting or whatever. Enough talking. Go live your lives. We'll see each other in the next video. All right, take care. Bye.